Welcome to the Leeds View podcast. We do these twice a week on a Monday and on a Wednesday, as well as daily Leeds United news and a transfer wrap up at the weekends. We're part of the Sports Social Podcasting Network. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by liking and subscribing on YouTube or giving us a follow and a channel rating on any of the audio platforms. I am delighted today for today's podcast, something a little bit different, to be joined by David Bransby to talk about the Elliot James Bransby Memorial Shield, which is taking place on the 25th of July at the John Charles Stadium for Sport as a memorial to Elliot himself. Unfortunately, Elliot passed away in 2019, just before Leeds United clinched promotion to the Premier League during the 2019-2020 season. And his father, David, who joins us tonight, has been very, very successful in creating this memorial game that has ran year after year. And it's coming up again very, very soon. If you want to go to the game in the John Charles Stadium, it's £5 for adults. It's completely free for kids. And there's a ton of stuff that you can get involved in on the day as well. And we'll get into all of that with David. But first things first, we introduce David and see how he is doing. David, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. Thank you. Thanks ever so much for having me on as well.
Absolute pleasure to have you. Now, David, before we get into the story and before we get into the game, you're surrounded. Like the flag, you've got the trophies, you've got, and all of this stuff behind you means something. So talk to us about what's going on behind you. And specifically, I want to talk about your flag as well, because I think that's an important story.
Yeah, this memorial flag that you see behind me has been created. This is one of 5 flags. And this has literally been sent around the world to anyone with a Leeds United connection, particularly players that have gone back to their home countries. And I've reached out to them, found them on social media, all sorts of different ways of contacting them, and asked them, would you please have a photograph with Elliot's memorial flag? As Elliot would have just loved to have met and did really love meeting all sorts of people from the world of football, of course, from Leeds. So I'm creating new photographs, new images, new memories, and that's something that as a bereaved dad, I don't have naturally. So this is the flag, and you may be able to spot 1 or 2 signatures on those. And I ask everyone to have a picture taken with them, hold it up. And it's wonderful when I actually see the pictures. Most of the teams from the Bielsa days have had a picture taken with Bielsa as well. And it's just so heartwarming to actually see those pictures and for it to happen. Over my shoulder here, last year, in our 25 event, we actually won fundraising achievement of 2025, and that was for our match last year, which was Team Charlton against Team Grey. So that was a fantastic achievement. That was our 3rd year. Of course, we're going to year 4. And then the actual winners themselves, we call the event the Elliot James Bransby Memorial Shield, and this indeed is the shield itself. So it's held aloft by the winning team captain, and all the pictures are taken, and then I get it back, and then I take good care of it until the following year. Brilliant. So those are a few little bits. Yeah, those are a few little bits of my memorabilia here, and there's the football here as well. This is actually one of the prizes, and this has been signed, really, really unique prize. This has been signed by the champions of 91-92. So we all know that squad, and the vast majority of players from that team have signed that ball, and that is just one of our amazing raffle prizes.
Yeah, you've said raffle prizes. There's a lot going on the day outside of just the charity match, which would involve Leeds legends as well as celebrities as well, which we'll get into that in more detail. But the prizes on the day, I mean, people were to come down to the event. You said to me before we came on, we don't do any kind of prizes. They have to be a certain level of prize. So what can people expect on the day?
Well, that chance you can get, you win that football all for £2. Yeah, multiple entries, of course, but £2, somebody could win that most unique piece of memorabilia. Tell me if anyone else has got anything quite like it, but you can certainly win it. Come to our event. You can even enter up until Saturday of this week online if you can't get to the event as well. And then when it comes to unique prizes, crikey, we've got one here, and this is a football that's been signed by David Batty. Now, as we all know and love David, he's preferred to be a little bit of a recluse. And it's like, don't bother me. I don't want to sign anything. I don't want to do anything football connected. Leave me alone. Anyway, I pursued with that, and the result of which is this signed football from David. So that is very much a one-off. And then you have a 1 in 9 chance of winning our event souvenir football that has been signed by 12 football related, not only football related, but generally football related people. That so the likes of Patrick Bamford has signed this, and Stuart Dallas, and one of my favourites, and actually named in honour of our event, is of course Alan Clark as well. So Alan has signed this, so I'm going to take good care of that and not smudge any of the signatures. But that is also one of 9 prizes you can do. So there's 9 of those to one batty ball and one of that Champions Ball as well.
That's fantastic. There's going to be some music on the day as well, and I've got
Oh, yeah.
who's involved from the music perspective.
Yes, yeah. Well, not like just come to the music. We've got, after we start the event at midday, and we have a junior girls game that's on for the first hour. And yes, then we get into music, but it's not just any old music, because when we do something absolute. Well, we try to do things really amazing. We've got 3 singers from Britain's Got Talent, all finalists. So Finley Barrett Carter, get his name in the right order there. Maxwell Thorpe and Vinnie McKee are all singing, but not only are they singing, but they're actually playing in the game as well. Once they've finished their songs, and they've got probably about 15-20 minutes each, we then have got an absolute showstopper for everybody. And everybody knows and loves Nigel Martin, but did you know that his son Thomas is the most incredible singer? And he has got a voice of Pavarotti, and so much so he's going to just kick off our football match with Nessun Dorma. And he sung it last year, and he is the most incredible singer, and you'll just be mesmerised by Thomas. And we then get into the actual game itself, and then the real celebrities are starting.
Who have we got? Who's going to be playing this? Or what can you tell us? Because I know you're announcing them bit by bit, so I don't want to give it too much away.
Yeah, well, let's start with the team managers as well. We've gone for more than one. In fact, we've got 6 team managers. So we can't get, this is like royal football, Leeds United royalty. And we've got Howard Wilkinson coming back. This is his 3rd event. Actually loves us, and as we do him. So Howard's back with us. Eddie Gray, Simon Grayson, Ellery Hanley from the world of rugby, Ralph Einson, that many Leeds United supporters will know is absolute Leeds through and through, Hollywood actor, being Harry Potter.
Hello, Ralph Einson here, inviting you to join me on July the 25th at the John Charles Centre for Sport for the Elliot James Bransby Memorial Shield. Fantastic game of football, managed by a managerial team of Howard Wilkinson, Eddie Gray, Ellery Hanley, Simon Grayson, John Newsom, Sticks, and me, probably in charge of the water bottles. So it's Team Cherry against Team Clark. Tickets are £5 for adults, under 16s are free. Book at the link in this post. We've got live performances from the best of Britain's Got Talent. We've got face painting, magician, most importantly, a bar. And gates open at 11. I'll see you there.
Star Wars and so many different programs. Everyone will say, I remember him from this program or that program.
Yeah.
Ralph Einson is currently filming in Prague. He's free our weekend, and he's flying back home and then up to us in Leeds to be with us for the day. And Ralph is actually one of our event ambassadors as well. So Ralph will be there. And everybody knows and loves our Leeds United ambassador, who's Sticks. So he makes up the sensational 6, as we like to call it. So that's just the managers. Then we get on to the players. And so if you weren't impressed before with all of that lineup, we mentioned the British Got Talent singers, they're playing. We've got a young lady called Olivia Smart, and Olivia, of course, was the Leeds United women's team captain up until last season. From the Leeds United first team, Seb Carroll, David Norris, Paul Green, Simon Grayson is also playing as well, as is Andy Cousins, and everyone's favourite Leeds United comedian is John Richardson. They're the players, although not playing, but will be there, is Copcat as well. So it really is a family affair. Bring the kids down. Copcat wants to meet them. The kids want to meet Copcat as well. Once we've left the Leeds United connection celebrities, we're on to Stars from Coronation Street and Emmerdale. And there's all sorts of Sky broadcasters and musicians. The list is, when I say endless, we've probably got certainly 40 to 45 celebrities there, all in one place. And of course, when they're not playing, fans, come on down, come and meet them and greet them, have your pictures taken with them, get there for autographs. It is the most unique day. You just have to be there.
I love this. This is fantastic. And now all of this, as great as it is all for somebody's memory as well, to try and raise funds for charity. So I want to talk about Elliot, your son. Tell us about Elliot's connection with Leeds United, when his obsession with Leeds United started, and how it started.
It all started when they brought him home from St James's Hospital, and he had no choice because we had the white, blue and yellow balloons up in his room, and everything was white, blue and yellow, from the carpets, the curtains, the bedding. He did, I say, poor guy had no choice, but he absolutely took to it so much. And I took him to his first game. I think he was 5 years of age, and it was a friendly game. Gary Lineker brought Grampus 8 on tour, came to Ellen Road, and that was his first game. Lots of people would remember that. And I just wanted to see how he would react to a large crowd and the noise. And, a little boy of 5 really loved the first half, and then said, "Dad, I just want to go home." And I thought, well, I hadn't actually enjoyed it, but he had. And then after that, he just wanted to go at half time. Lure of the ice cream van or something like that. But so we went, and then of course the league season started, and I said, you fancy going? So that was it. Absolutely hooked. And then over time we went together as father and son, which was a lovely experience. We went to the odd away game. And then, when he started working, he had his own funds, so he dedicated his life to going home and away and abroad. I remember once he went on a pre-season tour of Norway as well. Just loved it. Loved talking to people about football. He loved the banter. He didn't go into the "you support," that we said. We know who we mean.
Yep.
Yeah. He just said, you like football? Let's talk about our teams. And yeah, our team's better than your team, of course we are. And enjoyed the banter that all went with it. That just loved meeting football people. So when we put this football people celebrities event together, it was so fitting. And I just know that he would just be smiling on me. And towards his, probably from about age 20 onwards, he stopped calling me Dad, and he started calling me Love, as is traditional Yorkshire expression. That he would just say thanks, Love, and what happened to Dad? Yes, Love. So he would probably say thanks, Love, for this.
Yeah, I want to ask you more about that in a few minutes' time. We had a conversation the weekend. We tried to do this earlier in the week. Unfortunately, we had some technical issues, but we were chatting about kind of rituals that everyone has at games. I know when I used to go to Ellen Road with my dad quite a lot, our day was structured. It was the same on every single trip. We went to the same places. We did the same things. You guys were based in the Cup. He was a season ticket holder. And you told me about the last couple of minutes of a game and kind of a regular thing that would happen between both of you.
Eddie had his seat at the back of the Cup. And he was like nicknamed the Cop leader, and apparently all the chants would start with him. But with 5, maybe even 10 minutes to go, he would leave his seat and he would walk down to me, and I would be about like in the normal old people section of the car. and he would come round and I would feel these arms around my shoulders and his head next to mine. And we would watch the last 5-10 minutes together, just like that. And however, if it was tense or if it was all in our favour or all against, and then when it came to the end of the final whistle, it was what it was, and we move on to the next one. But that was such a special moment for me, and he would spend those last few moments with me, which was so lovely, and these treasured memories will live with me forever.
You've talked an awful lot about when Elliot passed away, about therapy didn't work for you. It wasn't something that worked, but you've described organising this game every year as spending time with Elliot and being your own version of therapy. What does that look like to you?
Well, as soon as the final whistle blows, I start getting right into the next year's event, from choosing the venue, and all being well, we'd always go back to the John Charles Centre unless we're allowed to play one day at Ellen Road. So we have to book it, and then we have to book security, and then we have to renew sponsorship, and then get into players. And it is me spending time with Elliot. All that time is me being with him. I talk to him about it and ask him what he thinks, and you know, it's a poor substitute, let me tell you.
Yeah,
but
I know that. Yeah.
It's as good as it's going to get. But yes, I've got a day job, got family, got outside interests as well. But this takes up a great deal of my time. I devote my time to it. I give my time freely. I don't take a penny piece out of this. And every single penny that we have got surplus of expenses, we empty the bank account and give it all away. And this year, so far we've done that with just short of £25,000.
Wow.
And that's what we've donated, not what we've raised, because it takes an awful lot. There's an awful lot of expense. These shirts don't come cheap.
Yeah.
So, but we get them sponsored, and the surplus of sponsorship money and gate money and the raffle prizes. And when you buy a burger, we get a few quid back from each burger, and ice creams and all the rest of it. And when it all comes in, add it all up, give it all away. And that is wonderful to do that in Elliot's name. And that's my task, my job. But it's the people that support us. They are so wonderful. And the more people that come along, say Elliot's name, hear Elliot's name, that's why I do it.
It's amazing. It was a huge amount of work. I know we organised a charity game this time last year, and Joe Blackburn, who helps out with the channel, has his own channel as well, put work into it. I know how difficult it was for him to do something on a much smaller scale than what you've put together here. So it's an incredible task and an incredible ask to do that. What do you think Elliot would make of all of this in the game itself?
He would, well, as I say, he would be saying thanks, love, and he would be sort of like scratching his head in amazement, as I often do as well, when I think, like, Ralph Einstein is coming back from Prague, going home to London, and then travelling to Leeds. Wow, and why? And I'm asking all these questions, and of course, it all starts with the nucleus of having one or two initial people saying, yes, I'll be involved. Very first one was Terry Yorith and Howard Wilkinson. Yeah. And then I could then approach players and say, look at who the two managers are. Would you be involved? Simon Grayson said yes. John Richardson said yes. And then I can then say, well, Terry Yorith, Howard Wilkinson, Simon Grayson, John Richardson, and it starts adding credibility. And then people then want to play. And when I get contacted by players saying, can I play? And they are Leeds United former players, then I think there's something about this. There really is. And so I think that's lovely. Elliot will be blown away by it. And they hear his name, they say his name, they allow me to talk about him, which is wonderful for me. Lots of people come along to the event. We raise lots of money, so that's good for the charities as well. So everyone's a winner in one way or another.
I love that as well. They always say the people are never gone as long as people are mentioning their name and talking about them. They're still with us along the way as long as people keep talking about them. And I believe that as well. And I love it. You mentioned Terry Yort. Important factor in this as well. The very first game that you put together, you had a conversation with Terry Yort. What was that like?
Yeah, I approached Terry. I used to pop into a pub, and he was always a regular there. And I would sit with him, and I would talk to him about his son Daniel. And whilst all his friends were wanting to talk to him about football and his famous daughter, we were talking together as bereaved dads. He would allow me to talk about Elliot and want to ask questions about him, and understood the way I was feeling and talking. And I could do the same thing with him when he was talking about Daniel. So we did have this bond, and we'd see each other on a regular basis. And so, of course, he was the first person I wanted to approach. And I told him, we've got this fundraising idea. Would you please be involved? And we'll call the first team Team Yoreth. And he smiled and he said, yes, of course I will. And my next approach was to Howard, and I said, you were like Gary Speed's father at Leeds United. Would you lead Team Speed? And he too said yes as well. So we raised money for Daniel Yoreth House and also Andy's Man Club in honour of Gary. Yeah. So those were our first two charities, and then we thought we'll raise money for two different charities, and which we did. And then last year, Team Charlton and Gray, we raised money. We chose one charity, which is the Homeless Street Angels, and they got every penny we raised, as will Martin House Children's Hospice. And we are already ahead of ourselves because we've chosen the Hunslet Club as our charity for 2027.
Oh, wait, next year already.
Yeah. So even before we kicked a ball this year, we're thinking about next.
Amazing. Well, fingers crossed at some point Leeds United invite you guys into Elland Road, because that would be a hell of an achievement as well. And
it is certainly will. Also, there's lots of renovations going on, but yes, when it's all done, let's have it there. Why not?
Yeah.
It's it had to start somewhere. And we had the first 2 years we played at Hemsworth. We felt we'd outgrown that and we could go that next step up. So we have done with the John Charles Centre. And who knows, Elland Road one day.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I mean, it's fantastic. It's a really good, again, when I saw the story, I knew about Elliot's story a couple of years ago, but when I saw it coming up again this year, it was something that I absolutely wanted to talk to you about. And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. For anyone who's maybe sitting on the fence and is thinking, I might go down, what would you say to people who are thinking about going to the game or the day?
Don't think twice about coming down, and you'll come down and you'll have the most incredible day with us, and you'll go away with a real happy feeling. It is a very happy. We try to make it a happy occasion. We honouring, in this case here, Trevor Cherry. We are giving thanks to the contribution to Leeds United for Alan Clark. So we've got Team Cherry against Team Clark. We would love to have the support. I tell you, if I could, if he's listening and watching, Gary Kelly, I want you. And I want you as one of our ambassadors to be involved. And it would be most wonderful to have you on board, and it'd be fantastic. You would put so many smiles, as you have done, on our faces during your career, and you'll continue to do so as we can raise money for other people. So Gary, if you're listening, or if anyone knows him, please ask him, please do get in touch.
I see Gary at my local gym. I don't talk to him. I leave him alone. I'm very much a person of leaving people alone. I might go and have a chat, and I might see if we can do something. I'll try and talk to him if I can't guarantee anything, but I'll talk to him and see. He doesn't know me but I will make it my business to make sure he knows about this. I'll put it in his face if we see what he does.
Yeah. That'd be lovely if that could happen. But
yeah,
each year we want to get better. I remember year 1 we only started with 8 celebrities, and we're now over 40. So let's make this bigger and stronger for the benefit of everyone in the community.
That would be amazing. Folks, if you want to get details on this, if you want to donate, or if you want to buy a ticket and go down to the John Charles Stadium for sport, the links are down below. I know money is tight with people nowadays. There's a cost of living crisis and everything else. But if everybody who watches this video donates a £1 to this, it will be a hell of an achievement for money that could go to what is a fantastic charity, a fantastic event, and raising money to celebrate the memory of one of our own as well, a season ticket holder. It would be absolutely fantastic. If you want to get more information on this, you can see it under David's name there. There's an Instagram page and a Facebook page, EJB Memorial Shield. They're announcing players on that platform as well if you want to keep up to date with it and get any kind of major details on what is happening with the day and the event. David, thanks very much for taking time out of your very, very busy week, because I know you've been on everything this week to talk to us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on. I look forward to seeing so many people, and thank you all for being there, buying raffle tickets in advance, for being there on the day, and just come along and have the most amazing time.
Brilliant. David, thanks very much for joining us, folks. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. See you later. Bye.
Great. Bye-bye.